Hey friends, welcome back into this video, with OSP Pro and accompanied with OS by Digital Solutions. Now in this video today, simply I'm going to show you how to use HTML, CSS and JavaScript within just minutes. So I'm going to just show you how to embed all the two and learn how to use them. Now today I'm going to be basing on JavaScript and HTML and CSS. Now this will show that for sure if you can come in for short course program at OS by Digital Solution, then it will be your best way and the best place for you to master all. I'm just going to show you something very brief and then you get to know what to do. Now I'm just going to start by creating up my file here, a folder, and I'm just going to call it maybe HTML, just call it HTML, sorry. Just call it HTML as a folder. Now this HTML folder of ours, we are going to be handling everything inside there. Now inside here we're going to be creating up a file for CSS, a folder for CSS, and then another thing that I need to create is for JavaScript, which is, you can just call it JS or complete JavaScript file. Now I'm just going to take it very brief to show you how to do something with JavaScript with HTML. Now I'm just going to use my editor. I'm going to use Sublime Text Editor, but you can use any editor with your choice. You can use a VCode. It's a very good editor also. I'm going to use not Sublime Text Editor to come up with my stuffs. Now with the Sublime Text Editor, what I just need to do at the moment is to go to the desktop and pick that folder. I've said to go there. This is what I have to do. I go here, I go to the folder, the desktop, and I pick that folder which is HTML, and then I say selected, and that's it. So you can close all those stuffs, the rest like that. Now this is it. If you try to cross check, these are the files we have. So I just need to create one page here, and I just call it one on us index.html like that. Now underneath here, what you're going to just generate is the entire HTML code, and I'm just going to say HTML, CSS, JavaScript. If this is your first time to watch this video, then I encourage you guys, make sure you come in and love do short course. And those of you guys who need real the complete program, then please I advise to go and watch my YouTube video channel. It's hard serving complete JavaScript. It has HTML and has also CSS, and we shall be coming up with the next video which will be on advanced CSS, CSS3 animations, and CSS and html5. Then we shall also look at jQuery, Johnson and Ajax. Then we shall also look at React Native, and the video for Node.js is already uploaded, is already there online. So guys, make sure you love and watch those videos. Then another video that is just going to come immediately after this one is a video called app.js. So please learn how to make Android apps, how to make iOS app just using jQuery, JavaScript, and then app.js, and then we see HTML and CSS with a little bit of PHP to come up with a complete system. Now like I've said here, make sure at least you have something like this. So if this is our HTML element, I may just create a div class like that, and underneath this div class I may create an ID. If you need to use an ID for your element, then I just give one as demo. I give assumption underneath this ID demo we have an HTML element called maybe OSPIT Digital Solutions. If that's the case, that's what we have at the moment. And for sure, if I right click and I go to the browser, I actually get something called OSPIT Digital Solution, just like that. So you can use your own CSS or your own CSS to embed this element in the way you want. I give assumption. Let us now learn at the moment how they use CSS. Remember, in our CSS here we have nothing. To come up with the CSS there, the first thing you're going to do is just come in here and create one as a link. Now this is going to be linking us to our CSS, and remember our CSS folder is called the CSS. Then you give the first slide to explain where really what's going to be containing your CSS. Now at the moment main.css is going to be a new folder file inside the CSS. So right click there and say save as main.css. That implies inside one on CSS we have a file called now main.css, which is having nothing. That implies our CSS is already taken care of. Now the next thing that we have to talk about at the moment is JavaScript. Now JavaScript, you can add JavaScript anywhere within your page. It will look very more classic and advanced way and the good approach, add your JavaScript link within down here of your page. This one is very nice, because when you have a JavaScript add down of your page, it will make the page to load very fast. Very much the page may just contain 3 to 4 paragraphs, but it's good to have something which is unique and the best way of solving up problems. Now if you check at the moment, that's what I have, and then I just want to pick what's the name of the file. It's called JS, and then I can give the new file called javascript.js. That implies in a simple term we have already our JavaScript added. Now to add the JavaScript and say now we have it, I'm just going to copy this file here of ours, and then I go underneath this JavaScript JS and I put there a new file inside that folder called JS. I think you can see the path from here up, called say the HTML, then JS, and then at the moment, at the end of the day, my friends, we have connected all HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now good to go. Let's see at the moment how can we come up with now a simple kind of HTML embedded inside CSS and with the JavaScript, and see, make sure you come for short course. Now if you look at the moment, this is what we have. I can just add here a little bit of an HTML, but since it's already a header, I don't need, so I'll just come inside this main. If you check so far inside our stuff here, there's nothing there at the moment. That's what we have, but we need maybe the element to be in the middle. So to do that kind of stuff, just come in here. We have this border of the ground. We can say maybe the border of this element is going to be, I mean the background can be maybe can I simply say it's going to be, wow, it's going to be maybe green, or when you say gray, always use gray. Then this element of ours, the border, what I'm using there is called comments. So comments are just trying to hide up our text. Those given text I'm trying to give them are going to be hidden from our compiler, so the compiler will not sense that. So there maybe I would like to give the background of that part to be maybe white, just white. I think white is going to be good in that yellow. And then to this element here, I may make the background of that element to be maybe blue, since the other part of the stuff is the yellow, so I need the blue. So definitely I need JavaScript. By the time JavaScript is going to be taking place in this element, I need to declare some kind of a function to that JavaScript to change for us this inner element. So since I've already given up here div class ID, and then that ID class is going to change this h element, since the h element, the h3 element is inside the ID, which is ID class ID. So let's see now what's going to happen this side. Start with main.css. To do that, I'll just talk to the entire body. That body, please, I need you to turn the background to gray. Okay, let the background be gray. So if you just try to check here and try to refresh here on the page, wow, we should see something called gray. Why is not responding? Check that again. Can you either say all or just say background? That we need something like gray. So we have already taken gray, but we want our element, that part of the element will be kind of in the middle. So what I'm just going to do at the moment, I already have the background gray. You can set other stuffs there by default, though for me what I want now to deal with this element. Now this element has an ID called div, called demo. So come and talk to the an ID. To call an ID in element, we use one known as hash. So use hash demo. We need to talk to your background, and the background I need it white. So that please, that color stands for white. This is a white color. I think you can see that background to be white. Now that implies the background for that part is going to be white, and I need at least a padding of maybe 8 pixels to take cut of that stuff if you try to shake. So sorry for, I always use I always use like to use kind of this one here called Chrome. I like Chrome so much because I've been using for a while. So if you check this, what so far we have the sites coming up the way we maintain to need. And then to our element here, that implies the padding of 8 pixels. We can add more padding to that element, but although you add the padding to the element will just be padded like that. But remember, there's margin top and margin bottom. So what you're going to need to do at the moment is to talk to this entire part of the element and say margin, just say margin of 0 pixels, margin of 0 pixels, and then there also be padding of 0 pixels. So pixels, either say pixels, along as the 0 is always going to be the same. So either say 0 pixels or just say 0, so that we have something cool like that. Now the site is coming up within 5 minutes, so let's just position our element in the center, and then we'll see how the stuff of the element is going to be like. Now I'm just going to make this kind of more nice, so that look kind of more big and then more interesting. And now I want to talk to the edge element, and if you try to cross check at the moment after changing that, we have something kind of big like that. Now come back in here and just to try to work with this h2. So to work with h2, don't forget h2 is inside one on us demo, and that reply is going to be demo h2, and then I say text alignment to our given element is going to be center, just like that. And then you can turn out the color of your elements. Maybe you can say let the color of this element be maybe blue, like you said somewhere there, like blue. So if you see at the moment we have something like that. So always be digital solutions. So if you really have that in the middle, that implies the sites are first coming to be good. Now we need also an HTML and maybe a kind of we also need maybe now a, how do you call it, you need now at the moment one on us JavaScript to take part of this element. Remember, JavaScript does not like or does not tend to help out us to deal with elements inside a given inside a given bracket to be with that changing up in the browser. It may not necessarily mean that the entire site will not be changed, it will not be refreshing the browser, but in a simple term, it helps us to make sure that the page does not tend to load, to change on the browser, to load the browser. So what we mean by loading the browser is this, that launching of the loading of the browser. The element here can just change part. I give assumption, I want this one to change from OSP digital solution to one on our subscribe to OSP Pro. I give assumption that's the case. So I'll just come back with this element and then I declare a simple function within here. We already have this called demo, this, and then I did that. I'm just going to come back here and I say maybe in a simple term I can just say function or my function to this element. Let me just say my function to this element. So I will say maybe we just call my function, or in a simple term just come in here and outside that div class and then just say a button, and then this button is going to be one on us try. So maybe try me, we have something like that. But here we have one on us on click. On click, what should happen? My function, get on click my function. So this is it. On click my function should take try to give up an effect. Now remember, at the moment this is our button trying to say on click should take an effect. You see, on click, we need on click something to happen. So if you check that, remember we already have our JavaScript this side, and we already connected it here to configure that it's going to be this side. So I'll just come in here and I say maybe my function. I will simply say function. Oh wow, function. So this is it. We already have one on us function. So we say maybe function. Function what? My function, which we have the other side, and then underneath that I come down of my element. We already have function, my function. Where is my function? My function is this, and I'm trying to call it over here. So I'm just going to close out this CSS. We don't need it anymore. Now inside here my function, I want an impact to take place in this element. So what do I want inside this my function? I'm going to say that variable x is equal to having one of us document dot get element by id. You get? And then the id of our element is called a hash demo. This is what I mean by hash demo. We have this part of the element called hash demo, and this is the inner element of that element. So hash demo. So that's it. Now you can simply say that variable x is equals to document.get element by id, which is that. That implies next time I'm simply going to say x dot inner html is equal to what we want, subscribe.